now you got Boots Ennis in your weight class.
Definitely.
What do you think about him?
Oh, he's very, very talented. He's unproven, but he's very talented.
Yeah.
The eye test tells it all. You know, he's got the it, you know.
Man, great. Bud always been like that. Without a question, sour. You know what I'm saying? Sour.
You think there's anything left for him, coach, or is it time for Bud to move on? Or
I'm trying to figure out who he gonna fight next.
160, you can see him fight
I wouldn't do nothing crazy. He looked at excellent. Hey, Blake Islam, he looked at excellent.
Is there anybody?
No, I'm trying to figure out what their team gonna do next. I want to see what's
He's
next.
talking about 160, coach. I mean, the only thing down there is maybe like a middleweight tournament, 2 fights undisputed, something like that. But if not that, then what for Bud?
Who?
Well, they were talking about Jaron Ennis going to 160, possibly going. Jaron Ennis going to 160.
If he go to 160, then we got another mega fight.
You think that's a mega fight?
I don't know that yet, but I'm saying, and the boxing fans that know boxing would say that's another mega fight.
Stay away from it. And by the way, there's this brother coming up, Molly. His name is Boots Ennis. This brother's special. You don't want to go in the ring against after that beating. Molly, it was so bad. I swear to y'all, I am not exaggerating. Yeah. You know how I got called.
Terence Bud Crawford has done it again, stunning the boxing world. Fresh off his biggest victory yet, defeating CaneloAlvarez and becoming the first fighter ever to be undisputed in 3 different weight divisions. Crawford went live in an interview and finally said the words fans had been waiting to hear.
Everything you said about fighting not being there spiritually, mentally, you think that might have affected Canelo, or that was just a skill difference was too wide?
You know, I do think he was a little mentally tired. He's been at that level for a long time. He's fought 11 fights in 4 years. That's a lot.
Timing perfect for Crawford.
Yeah.
He said it himself at the press conference. He said timing was everything. Perfect timing, everything.
That's right.
His whole career was on timing.
He was mentally tired, but you got to give Crawford his credit, man. To keep your mind that mentally fresh and sharp and go out there and perform like that, that's a win itself. Not even just beating your opponent. For your mind to be that fresh, come fight that is the reason.
How are you feeling to be Chris Eubank's trainer, first of all?
It feels good, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been this trainer before, so
Yeah, it's good.
it's a no-brainer.
Of course, congratulations on the win. What's your first reactions to Crawford's victory? One of the greats of this era, right?
Oh, definitely that. You know that.
What do you want to see him do now?
What I want to do now?
What do you want to see Crawford do next?
Just do what he at this point now in his career where he could do whatever he wanted to do.
Who would you like to see him fight? Any names? Is there any names in particular you'd like to see?
It doesn't matter.
What about Canelo? Would you like to see him retire?
I don't. Canelo's not my responsibility.
Okay.
He's ready to take on Jaron Boots Ennis, one of the most feared and avoided fighters in boxing, a young champion known for his power and skill. And now, the man many already call the GOAT is setting his sights on Boots next. This could be a passing of the torch, a showdown between 2 eras, or the moment Crawford proves he's truly untouchable. Let's break it down. Terence Crawford didn't just defeat CaneloAlvarez. He turned the boxing world on its head. Before that fight, most people doubted him. Could a fighter who made his mark at 135, 140, and 147 really take on a natural 168-pound powerhouse like Canelo?
The Bud got a 160. I think Bud should do what he want to do. Are you going to the Crawford parade on Saturday? I believe I am going. Yes, I believe that I am going. I have to look at my schedule and stuff.
But Crawford didn't just hold his own. He dominated. For 12 rounds, he outboxed, outsmarted, and completely outclassed Canelo, earning a decisive and well-deserved victory.
Canelo couldn't really keep up with him. He was too fast. His feet, footwork was too good.
Do you think the scores was right on, or do you think maybe it was a little more towards Bud?
What was the scorecards?
115, 113, 116, 112.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah?
I feel like Bud damn near basically won every round, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about right. You can say that.
Now, with this accomplishment, Keyshawn, is he on the Mount Rushmore of
Hell
boxers?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah?
3-time undisputed.
Mm-hmm.
He just beat Canelo.
Yeah.
The face of boxing, so now you can say Bud is the face of boxing.
Greatest of all time, or?
Greatest of all time.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it can never be one great, but he definitely one of the greatest of all time for sure.
That victory didn't just earn him Canelo's undisputed title. It sealed his place as the undisputed pound-for-pound best fighter in the world. No questions, no debate. Crawford is the man.
I thought Terence fought a virtuoso fight. Terence never let Canelo get into a rhythm. Terence never allowed Canelo to get anything going, and I didn't think he could do it for 12 rounds. I thought that the first 3 or 4 rounds were going to be difficult for Canelo for that reason, but Terence was able to do it for 12 rounds, and in the later part of the fight, he kind of pushed the fight more than I think people expected, which is the mark of a superstar, man.
After that fight, no one questioned if he was great. The real question became whether he's the greatest of all time. But with greatness always comes a target.
Terence Crawford against Jaron Ennis, for me, is the best fight in American boxing. But it needs to be a payday for Crawford that would get him interested, because Crawford knows how good Boots is. And I'm not saying that Crawford thinks he's going to lose to Boots, but he knows that is a real fight. But for me, Boots is the new Crawford. We've just got to go out and get the fights to show how great...
Jaron Boots Ennis has had Crawford's name on his radar for years. He's undefeated with 34 wins and 30 knockouts. A fighter so feared at welterweight that others flat out admitted they didn't want any part of him. Boots is fast, explosive, and dangerous inside the ring. And at just 27 years old, he's right in his prime.
People compare Ennis with Crawford, but Ennis always says he's got a completely different style, and the only similarity is they both switch. Do you agree with that?
I 100% agree with that. Me personally, I think that Terence Crawford boxes a hell of a lot more in the moment, phenomenal fighter in the moment. And I think Ennis is a lot more of a...
Fans have long wondered what would happen if Crawford, the master technician, went up against Boots, the hungry young lion. Now that matchup isn't just talk anymore. Crawford himself has confirmed he's ready to make it happen.
What about the Terence Bud Crawford fight? I'm tired of answering questions about it. He already said millions of times that he not fighting me or looking my way, so I'm just tired of answering those questions, you know. And if a fight happened, it happened. You know, I wanted it to happen, but if not, yeah.
In a live interview after the Canelo fight, Crawford didn't dodge the question. When asked about Boots, he said he's open to it, and the boxing world went wild. Why? Because Crawford didn't have to take this fight. He could retire right now at 42-0, undefeated, and leave the sport as a legend. But instead, he's calling out Boots, the very fighter most boxers don't even dare to mention.
That's the fight that everybody wants to see. Yeah. I want to do it.
Do you respect him as, like, when he's like, I got a couple fights left, I'm at the end, I'm only trying to get mega fights, so...
I understand it, but don't lie or kept to the net and make it seem like I had the opportunity to fight you and I didn't. I never did. You know what I'm saying? And then that one time that I did, we said, they called, and we said, we never heard nothing else back about it. So, right. I mean, I respect it, though. I mean, get your money. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. But don't be capping on the net. Acting like this, acting like that.
That's exactly why fans love Crawford. He doesn't just chase big fights. He takes on the ones everyone says he should avoid.
What do you like watching now?
Terence Crawford, one of my favorites to watch now. I love Terence Crawford, and I like to watch NUA too. NUA can fight. And you know who else I like to watch though? I like to watch Boots.
Oh, okay.
Boots, yeah. I love watching Boots. Boots got game. People don't understand Boots got game. You know what I'm saying? Boots, every now and then he mess on the defense a little bit, but Boots got game.
Boots versus Terence Crawford.
Now, Boots hasn't proven himself enough to tell me for me to say that he gonna beat Terence Crawford, because Terence Crawford is a different kind of animal.
Proven.
You feel me? Proven stud. You understand where I'm coming from? But Boots, if anybody could be Bud in the future, it would probably be a Boots, because Boots got enough too.
So, what weight would Crawford versus Ennis even happen at? Boots currently holds the WBA welterweight title at 147, but Crawford has already moved past that division, fighting at 154 and recently stunning the world at 168. There's no chance he drops all the way back down. So the most likely scenario is a catch weight at 154 or maybe even 160. Boots has the size to move up, and at 38, Crawford isn't looking to cut weight anymore, making 154 or 160 the most realistic options.
I'm trying to tell you, 154, man, it's mine. 154 is mine, and they're gonna see, you know, and they're gonna see, you know, just stay tuned. And like I said, when I handle business October 11th.
And honestly, that's where things get interesting and dangerous. At higher weights, Crawford may lose a bit of speed, but remains incredibly sharp and technical. Boots, on the other hand, is young, powerful, and still filling out his frame. That's what makes this matchup so fascinating. Here's a wild twist. Boots actually helped Canelo train for his fight against...
Well, first things first. A lot has been made about your sparring session with Boots, with Boots Ennis. How did that happen? What happened?
I cannot say much, but he called us and say if he can go and sparring with me and everything. I say, of course, right? A fighter like me, we always want great sparrings because there is the thing, right? And I have history with the family because 14 years ago, his older brother helped me for Sugar Shane Motley and Alfonso Gomez. So it's Derek Ennis. So he helped me. So he was 14 years old at that time, by the way. And was good, very good. And I'm very grateful with him because he made that time to go and give me a good...
That's right. Boots sparred and trained with Team Canelo to help prepare for Bud. He was actually part of the strategy designed to figure Crawford out.
Now it's here, Keith. You ready?
Go, man.
Yeah, of course, baby. Going this way? Yeah, man. You know, it's a fight you ain't gonna want to miss, man. One time back. I told you the comeback 2025 is
Keith, what do you think about Ennis joining Canelo for the Crawford camp?
Hey, good
You
stuff.
think that matters?
That's beautiful.
Anywhere.
That's beautiful, man. You know, when you...
Good move.
That's world class. That's, you know, I mean, it's the best switch hitter he can get. That's not his opponent, you know. It's champions working with champions, you know. In the modern day and age, man, you don't get that a lot, you know. It reminds me back when I was supposed to fight Mark with Maidana, and I got Sean Porter for sparring.
Thank you, boss. You're the
You
best.
know, so I like it.
But here's the irony. Canelo still lost. Now think about this. Boots has first-hand experience training to face Bud, while Bud already beat the very fighter Boots was helping.
He's not me.
Yeah.
You know, as much as a lot of people, you know, say we have similarities and, you know, we switch a lot and we fight a lot. He's not me, you know, and I'm not him, so.
Yeah. Tim had said comparison that like he's like a Chrysler 300 and you're like a Bentley.
Yeah, like, once again, like, he's not me. You know, he's trying to get to where I'm at. You know, he's where he at, I'm where I'm at. You know, he got a long way to go.
This isn't just a fight, it's personal. Boots could see this as redemption. Crawford could see it as proving a point. You trained the guy who tried to beat me, and I still won. Now I'll beat you too. The boxing world is buzzing. Some pundits...
Should Crawford retire? Do you know what? Someone said the other day, and it's very true, because I actually said it about Usyk. We've got a real tendency, haven't we, to kind of try and retire people off. Do you know what I mean? Like I said with Usyk, I think now he should retire. And everyone's like, why do you want him to retire? It's like, I just think it's a great way to go out. I actually also think that Crawford could move down and win a world title at 160. And that would make him, what, 6 division champion? 5, 35, 40, 47, 54, 6 division champion. But the problem is Terence Crawford now is really only going to want to fight for big money, and there's only certain fights that can generate that kind of money. So Shakur, who was obviously very close to him, seemed to say, so maybe that's it.
And now you've got fighters like Boots himself calling for Crawford to step up once more. Analysts argue that Crawford has nothing left to prove, but fans want to see if the seasoned lion can still tame the young one. That's the beauty of boxing, when generations collide.
As his trainer, do you feel like he should just sell off into the sunset after this monumental
well,
win?
You know what? They made it look so easy. You know what I'm saying? 2-3 more in him. You know what I'm saying? Training camp was trying harder. You know what I'm saying?
You think a move to 160 would make sense?
I mean, if you want to do it, you know, it'd be a challenge. If you want to challenge yourself, yeah, I don't mind.
So, how would this fight actually unfold? Crawford is a masterful switch hitter who can fight effectively from both orthodox and southpaw stances. He studies his opponents, adapts to their style, breaks them down round by round, and always finishes strong.
Like trouble in there if they were ever to fight?
I think that would be a great fight. You know, the young hungry lion versus the legend. That would be a hell of a fight. Maybe 160. If it's a vacant title at 160, I think that they can make that happen for sure. I think it just has to make sense for both parties. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think if there's a vacant belt, Crawford's gonna want to be 6th division champion, and then he'll make Ennis move up to 160. And I think they could do it at 160.
Boots is explosive, unpredictable, and incredibly athletic. He throws punches from unexpected angles, packs real knockout power in both hands, and has the speed to close distance fast. Crawford's edge lies in his experience, ring IQ, and composure, while Boots brings youth, energy, and raw explosiveness. This matchup would be pure fireworks. But the big question remains, at 38, is Crawford too old for this? Most fighters his age are retired or far past their prime.
Personally, I wouldn't be mad if I never see Terence fight again. The way he performed, getting ready to be 38, I think, in a few days. Man, what better way to go out? What better way to tell the game goodbye? What better way? Who you gonna fight? I was arguing with Max on the way to the venue about Boots Ennis. Nah, we don't go fight Canelo and then go back and fight Boots Ennis. I saw a report today, somebody was talking about him going up to light heavyweight. Nah, we don't go up to light heavyweight. We just went up 3 weight classes since the Spence fight and 2 weight classes since the Madrimov fight, my last fight. This is the perfect send-off, boy.
Yep.
In my opinion.
Without a
It's the
question.
perfect send-off.
Honestly, I wouldn't blame Crawford if he never fought again. The way he performed at nearly 38 years old was the perfect way to go out. What better ending could there be? Some people were even debating whether he should fight Boots Ennis next, but after moving up 3 weight classes since Spence and 2 since his last fight with Munguia, many think he's earned his exit. Still, Crawford isn't like most fighters. He's fresh, disciplined, and just beat Canelo, the pound-for-pound king. But time catches everyone. If Boots is ever going to beat him, now's his best shot. That's why fans are divided. Some believe Crawford will school him, while others think Boots will retire him. Either way, this fight would be huge. The old guard versus the new, the undefeated legend against the hungry challenger. If Crawford wins, he locks in his legacy as the greatest of his era. If Boots wins, he becomes boxing's new face overnight. After the Canelo fight, Crawford hinted at retirement, saying he needed to talk with his team. Promoters like Eddie Hearn urged him to walk away now and protect his perfect record, but the fact that he's open to facing Boots proves he still has that fire, and maybe, just maybe, he wants one last iconic win before stepping away. Some fans are even calling for a Crawford versus David Benavidez showdown at 168, but his team has ruled that out for now, saying he plans to rest and only return for the right fight.
You want to fight Canelo? Would you ever entertain a fight with the Mexican monster, David Benavidez? But you want Canelo. But you want Canelo.
You gotta understand, like.
But I gotta ask you, bro, because I can't, you know?
My thing is, Benavidez is a big dude. Yeah. You know what I mean? Not to say I won't fight him. I fought his brother. You know what I mean? His brother was big when I fought him. But, you know what I mean? Benavidez is a big dude. The only reason why I entertain Canelo is because he's not a big dude. Like, he might be thick, you know what I mean, but he's not a big dude. You know what I mean? Like, Benavidez is like 6 foot something, you know what I mean? Then he gonna come in 190 or 200 probably, you know what I mean? Like, you never know. Like, that's a big dude, like, you know what I mean?
And he's skilled, man.
You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, I might as well go to heavyweight if I fight Benavidez.
Yeah. So what you're saying is, like, because I felt that at one point when Volkanovski was champion, I had retired. You know, I had retired, and I was like, dude, the only fight that I would really want to come back for is to fight a dude. I'm 5'4". This dude's fucking 5'6", and he's pound for pound. Yeah. So that's, I understand what you're looking at. You're like, you know what?
You just size him up.
Yeah.
You just size him up, especially when you going into a bigger weight class like that, you know what I mean, you size him up and you see, you know, your advantages and his advantages. You know, I feel I got the speed over Canelo. I got the reach over him. You know, he might got the size, the power. You know, I feel like, you know, I got the better skills, boxing skills.
Let's be honest, Boots feels like the perfect next chapter. He's dangerous, hungry, and already tied to the Crawford-Canelo storyline. The boxing world is buzzing, and opinions are completely split. Some think Crawford will school Boots just like he did Errol Spence. Too smart, too precise, too seasoned. Others believe Boots' youth, power, and explosiveness will eventually catch up to Crawford, especially as age starts to show. Even fans online are divided. Half want Crawford to solidify his GOAT legacy by taking down the next big threat, while the other half believes it's time for new blood to rise. And now, here we are, Terence Crawford, fresh off conquering CaneloAlvarez, has agreed to face Jaron "Boots" Ennis. It's the fight no one thought Crawford needed, but the one everyone wants to see.
Just feel that Jaron Ennis against Terence Crawford is the fight. And that can be at 54, it can be at 60. You know, obviously we've got Lima to take care of first, but that for me is one of the great, you know, crossover fights, because Boots is the changing of the guard guy. And Crawford's the guy that's been there and done it all and just proved, you know, that he's still very much in his...
If Crawford wins, his GOAT status becomes untouchable. If he loses, it marks the beginning of a new era with Boots Ennis. Either way, boxing fans come out on top.
Just feel that Jaron Ennis against Terence Crawford is the fight. And that can be at 54, it can be at 60. You know, obviously we've got Lima to take care of first, but that for me is one of the great, you know, crossover fights, because Boots is the changing of the guard guy. And Crawford's the guy that's been there and done it all and just proved, you know, that he's still very much in his prime.
So what do you think? Should Crawford risk it all against Boots Ennis, or call it a career and protect his perfect 42-0 record? And if the fight goes down at 154 or 160, who takes it? The seasoned master or the young lion? Share your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button and subscribe to Fight Field. See you in the next video.